I would start with Level-Headed from the Suite. And why? Because there's a song on it called Love is Like Oxygen. And this was the first riff. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, everybody can play it on the first day he ever grabs a guitar. And so that's how I started actually playing guitar, when I realized, whoa, that's how it goes, and I can play it. I mean, it doesn't sound good, but at least I know what he's playing, or think I know what he's playing. And as a bloody beginner on the guitar, I was able to play that.
It's like a smoke on the water.
Yeah, everybody can play that too. That's right.
Exactly.
Deep Purple was always a band I liked, but it was never my idol band, except the singer. When Ian Gillan joined the band, I have to admit I was blown away. Probably Ian Gillan together with Rob Halford and Ronnie James Dio were my greatest influences. Paul Stanley from Kiss as well. So you see the dilemma here. Different technique singers, and actually that's where I ended. I kind of built a bridge for myself to be capable of singing everybody in my style. And it worked. But concerning albums, as I said, Level-Headed from the Suite, definitely Kiss Alive 2. I was completely blown away when I first listened to a live album with such a mass of people. I mean, actually, it's just people you hear. And that was, for me, the first thing that triggered me. Oh, okay, you could stand on a stage and people will have that much fun just by seeing your band and doing that party that's going on here with Kiss. Unbelievable. So that really triggered my dream to become somebody on stage. Not only making music in your home, but maybe going out there on stage. Wow, dream. Next album, Unleashed in the East, Judas Priest. That's because that was my introduction to Judas Priest. And through the Unleashed in the East, I bought album and album and album to actually know the originals. And honestly, sometimes I was very disappointed because I thought the majority of songs on the Unleashed in the East sound much better than the studio productions. And sooner or later I found out because of the speed, the tempo.
Yeah.
Unleashed in the East is played much faster. And I loved it. And then when I listened to the studio albums, everything went down to kind of slow motion.
It so happened.
Yeah. So but that was the introduction to Priest, and one of my favorite albums, still on my iPod or on my iPhone. Well, there's lots of bands I could mention now, but
two left.
Not to get stuck in the old days only, I would go with a band like Deftones, White Pony.
It's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it opened a lot of brain cells that so far had been closed, that you could actually combine cinematic, disharmonic stuff even with power metal. Because if you're singing, even in power metal, when you're singing about some goofy, mystical stuff, scary stuff, maybe why shouldn't there be a cinematic effect? Disharmonic. So far it was not allowed, but you can do that. And sometimes it's only a second or 2 seconds, but it gives you the feeling that you want to submit to the people that something is wrong here, on purpose. And this is something that was definitely brought in by people like Deftones, bands like Deftones. Then I would definitely nowadays I listen to Porcupine Tree live again. It's also a very good live band, so I would highly recommend a great live album from Porcupine Tree. Very experimental, very good musicianship, a bit of a mixture of a bit of Pink Floyd meeting, I don't know, alternative rock going back to, they got everything. So as a musician, I like that band.
Yeah.
Because it's from the musicianship, it's high standard. As I said, it's a bit of Pink Floyd meeting Rush.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Sometimes something like that for people who don't know the band. If you don't like Pink Floyd, don't listen to them. If you don't like Rush, don't listen to them. But if you like them, listen to Porcupine Tree. I think it's a great band. And yeah, in the last 2 months or 2.5 months, I play up and down the new Korn, The Nothingness. I love it. Great album, and I'm into Korn since the Issue album. So also a great band who brought great new influences into metal music. Even though it's always a question of taste, as we all know.
Yeah.
But as a musician, I'm always keen to listen what's going on, and I try to open my ears if there's something going on that I like. So I don't go and say it's something new, I don't like it because it's not classic power metal. For me as a musician, it would be wrong, because there's always spices that maybe bring power metal into the next area or into the next tier or whatever you may call it. But I don't want to stand still. I want to actually have little bits and pieces, spices that I could add into our own music. And I think that's also very important.
Yeah.
As long as I like it.
I think the same as you.
Yeah.
I think the same.
I would definitely refrain of bringing rap music into power metal, or bringing techno stuff into power metal, or, you know, that stuff that I don't like. I definitely want far away from my stuff that I do, far away. But as long as I like it, I always try to think about putting in these spices if possible. Sometimes I don't, because it doesn't fit. But sometimes it's just a second or a little moment here and there where I try to make it a bit more interesting. I don't know if the listeners will realize it, but it's for me. It's just for me.